Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well. It's a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Abathur top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting onto 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Yo, what's up, stream? It's your boy Murda, back for 2 nights in a row. Who'da thunk it? But we are here, Division E. Tonight we have Married and Mediocre, the first place team in the division. They're 9-2-0 on the season, have been unstoppable thus far. They're facing off against another team looking to secure their spot in the top 6 to make the playoffs. They are the Prince's People. Pleasure to be hosting this for you guys this evening, and I'm really looking forward to a good match. Let me make sure the party cam is active and kicking. Let's line it up perfect. I added in Greedo there, a sand person here too. Turn on the light for you. There you go. Look, oh, is it on? No, that didn't turn it on. Let's try one more time. Hello, light. There we go. It's on now. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to hop into a draft. Let me tell you what happened during the coin toss. We had Married and Mediocre winning the flip and opted to defer. So the Prince's People had first ban. They banned out Cursed Hollow. Married and Mediocre banned out Sky Temple. Map number 1 chosen by the Prince's People is going to be Battlefield of Eternity. And later on this evening, we will be heading into Dragon Shire. Let me see if these guys are ready. Okay, let's go. They're ready. Didn't even have to ask. Oh, I forgot to set myself to ref. Well, that'll be okay. No big deal. NBD. Draft. There we go. Alright, so like I mentioned, Married and Mediocre, they're looking solid this season. 9-2-0. I had the pleasure of casting them earlier in the season. I also casted the Prince's People. Let me try to find when that was. I casted a lot early in this season, and I want to make sure I have a look at what that match ended like. Let's see. Yeah, flipping through my book. Not there. No. Keep flipping. Yes. That's not it. That's not it. Huh. It's in here somewhere. As we see the bans finally start to click in, and that's going to be Johanna banned out. So I casted the Prince's People versus the North Stars. Prince's People took a 2-0 victory in that one. So they've had success on my stream so far. Married and Mediocre banned out the Johanna. And the Prince's People still thinking about their ban. Not quite sure which direction they want to go. Merdiggity Dog from Recyclic. Yes, sir, I am here as Madan the band for the Prince's People. I wonder who the prince is. Prince Henry? Is that who it is? Prince Edward? Prince? Like Purple Rain Prince? Who's your favorite prince? Let me know in chat. And then we will vote on who our favorite prince is. We'll have some fun with it. Asmodan ban. Here we go. Married and Mediocre. Their second ban is going to be the newest hero in the game, Mephisto. A lot of teams just not wanting to deal with him. He did receive a bit of a nerf today on Consume Souls. Brintone, welcome. Go Princes and Peoples. Prince's People. Heard loud and clear. But Mephisto did receive a bit of a nerf today in that balance patch. 3 seconds left for the Prince's People to decide on what they want their second ban to be. It's going to be Thrall. Alright, so the Orc Man himself. Thrall will not be an option here. a lot of race potential available, including Tyrande, that Hunter's Mark, so valuable on Battlefield of Eternity. And she got that rework, and she's really good now. So I love seeing this pick early. I think this is one of, if not Tyrande's best maps to be played on. So wide open, her vision can do so much, scouting out if enemies are on camps or where they're sitting inside the middle jungle area. Tyrande's the first pick. Here we go. There's some race. It's Greymane for the Princess people. And they're going to pair that up with Sir Stukov. Admiral Stukov. Or if you're Psychic, Stuki. Here we go. Varian, Raynor, the selections for Married and Mediocre. And this is potentially some blow up now. Taunt into that Lunar Flare. Raynor on top throwing all the damage out. That's kind of spooky. Married and Mediocre trying to continue their winning ways, but they're up against a very formidable opponent today. Will something like that work up against a team like the Princess people, who have found their own success sitting at 5-0-3 on the season? They have opportunity. Plenty of it to make a move here. This is, I believe, Married and Mediocre's last game of the season. They've already played 11 matches and 4 rounds, 3 matches per round. 12 is the max. So this is, I mean, is that right? Like, why does that not seem right? I guess this is their last match, though. Let's see if we can look at this. As we see Medivh picked up right now by the Princess people. What a pick that is. Also want to mention Li Ming banned out, Artanis banned out. That's the race that we wanted to get rid of earlier in the bans, but finally came out in the second half of the ban phase. And they're going to pair that Medivh up with an Arthas. And that is a hero who also got a bit of a balance update himself. The Frost Lord, the Lich King himself, Arthas, is just a little bit tankier now. Also an option to throw him in the solo lane, so we'll keep an eye out what they want to do with their last pick. But so far it's an Arthas. And it's going to be Diablo and Lunara, the response from Married and Mediocre. They pick up a bit more engaged with the Diablo, and they get that sustain and that extra damage on the Immortal. Nature's Culling from Lunara going to do a lot of work, helping them race it down along with Raynor. So a fine pick here on Battlefield of Eternity, even though you don't see too much Lunara anymore. I think if you're going to pick her, this is definitely one of the few maps that you would be able to see her on. Final selection here, it's going to be Kael'thas. They want a mage, so it's going to be a frontline Arthas all by himself. Is that enough? I mean, he's going to be up against a Varian, a Diablo, and a hell of a lot of damage from Raynor Lunara with the help of Tyrande and her Hunter's Mark. So we shall see. Let me know in chat what you guys think, though. If you want to vote for Married and Mediocre, hashtag MM in chat. If you want to vote for the Princess people, hashtag PP in chat. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in this matchup.
New follow
I don't know who to pick.
detected.
Jacarius, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you for stopping in this evening. And Mrs. Windup-Bird, yes, I am back home. No damage from the hurricane, thank God. Only ended up raining for about 3 hours here. But make sure if you do know anyone that was harmed up in North Carolina or the upstate of South Carolina, send them well wishes. And if you want to donate, I'm sure there's plenty of great funds that are started to help the recovery in those zones. But yeah, tonight the focus is on these teams here. Married and Mediocre looking to close out the season strong. They are locked into the #1 spot in the Division E playoffs. The Princess people still fighting for their position to make it into those playoffs. Will they be able to find a map victory off of this top-ranked squad, Married and Mediocre? Time will tell, but here we are. Game #1, and on the left-hand side, we got Married and Mediocre. They're riding those battle beasts. Look at these guys. We got Captain Speedy on the Varian. That is Cherubin on the Raynor. Tragus on Lunara. Tanker, the Captain, on Diablo. And rounding it out on support, playing Tyrande, is Naisu.
10 seconds.
And on the right-hand side, we got the challengers, the Prince's people. Bloody or Nothing on the Arthas. Up in the air, it's Medivh, and that's going to be played by Isolation. What a name, Isolation. I really like that. Namtor, the captain on Kael'thas. Doo Bob going to be playing Admiral Stuki. And rounding out on Greymane, heading up to the solo lane, is I Dupe for you. Level 1 talents on your screen as we keep an eye on this bottom lane to see what happens. Top lane, there's been a lot of discussion recently on Reddit. It's become so passive where no one wants to push because you don't get value. You can't push down towers. They have infinite ammo. Until you reach level 4, there's really not much you can do in terms of sieging. I mean, if you win very handedly, maybe you can get some damage on those towers, but you're opening yourself up for a gank coming up from the bottom side, and not that I think anyone here from Prince's People is really looking to get up there or married to Mediocre. Obviously, they're all here in this bottom lane right now, but it's just always something to keep in mind, that top lane matchup, that you just don't want to get too far up in the lane and risk your positioning. But so far, not too much going on. Tanker going to take a little shadow charge in there, but not too much follow-up. Still waiting on Lunara to get her kit started, and it's so early in this game as they're spreading bombs back and forth. Nisu is going to have to get some heals out. Cherubin actually taking a bit of damage there as well. This Medivh is starting to chunk, already at 16 of his Arcane Rift stacks out of 40. Cornmeal 0, thank you for the follows. We see First Blood coming out. Cherubin down, or excuse me, Lunara down. That's being played by, who's playing the Lunara? Tragus, sorry. First blood of the game handed over to the Prince's People as their Medivh is now halfway through his stacks, 22 of his 40 already, and we're less than 2 minutes into this game. Here's the Prince's People getting started on this bottom Khazra camp, knowing that Lunara is not alive. Here comes a portal in on top from Medivh, trying to make sure that no one's going to push forward, and there is the camp picked up by the Prince's People, and they're getting damage out as well. Medivh still stacking now at 29, and with that Kael'thas damage, Tanker has to back up, use his well tap, and this is not a Devil's Due. Diablo is actually going to go back to base? Okay, no, he's going to stay here. Okay. The other side, the Prince's People, they're going to take this time to get back to base, as the first Immortal spawn will be in 25 seconds. Married to Mediocre looking at their Bruiser camp. Still no one looking at the Bruiser camp on the other side of the map. It's sitting vacant for the time being. Here they come finally, as level 4s are being picked up from both these teams. Take a look at these. It is going to be taunt from Varian. Keep an eye on that. And I do believe... Who is this? Illideth, thank you for that follow. I do believe that we have a cooldown marker for Varian that will show up here on his portrait on the top for that his taunt. So keep an eye on that if you want to know how much time is available until his heroic is online. Here's Tragus though in terrible spot. Varian trying to make his way up here. Where is the Varian? All the way down here. So we're not able to get any counterattack there, but they're playing defensive for now. Falling behind in levels. There's the taunt. Went out early on Greymane, but not much damage to follow up. Arth is getting flipped, but he's so sustaining right now, and we'll see what's going to happen as his silence is out from Stukov. And that is the Varian falling low. Captain Speedy spreading some living bombs over to Tyrande. Now the damage coming out heavy from this Greymane, and the Kael'thas damage is just too much. Big root from Arthas. Flame Strike, Nisu's falling low. Gravity Lapse, is there enough here? 20 health, falls to Greymane. I do for you, picking up the kill. That's Medivh also finishing his Arcane Rift quest at level 1, as that just turned into a triple kill in favor of the Prince's People. And that is exactly what they need to do to get started up against this juggernaut in Division E. Halftime is going to be pushed as two heroes are yet to spawn. We'll see if they can rip through the remainder of this Immortal as Arthas is splitting out, trying to soak a little bit, getting them closer to 7. But watch the race as Greymane's here, Kael'thas is here, Medivh's here, Arthas going to rejoin, and they are easily going to gather the first Immortal of the game. Prince's People looking good. Half level lead right now, and about a half level away from getting level 7 talents. Medivh was up top, going to rotate down to the bottom as this Immortal will be here in this bottom lane. So they want to make sure that they are pushing with 4. They're going to leave Greymane up in that top. Here's Mediv. He's fully stacked on Arcane Rift, so cooldown reduction, damage increase, and look at those health bars. Every time he's hitting them, it's like 3 stacks at a time. Just ripping through. But Immortal shield almost fully down. Lunara trying to do what she can, and there is the shield down. Now entering melee mode is the Immortal. Tanker falling low, getting rooted in by Arthas. Very low. Is there any more damage from Kel'Thas? There is. They finish off the Diablo. Still did not stack his soul, sitting at 43, having a lot of trouble getting started there as the first fort of the game is down. 5 minutes and 45 seconds in, already having that structure down is enormous for the Princess people. They have that level 7 talent tier. They're actually sitting at 8.5 as their opponents just now reached 7. 5-0 in kills. It's Greymane with 2, 1 apiece for Kel'Thas, Arthas, and Stukov. Still pitching a shutout though. 5-0 right now is the Princess people. Up top, it's Greymane. He's on this camp, and that's very nearby, so he's going to go ahead and leash it back. Bottom side, that camp was taken away with ease by the members of the Princess people as the big rotation comes up top from Married to Mediocre. They want this camp. They do not want to let Greymane have his way on that. But this is leaving plenty of opportunity in this bottom lane to push out this wall, and with the Khazra camp here as well, I would love to see them put more pressure here if they can. It's just a Diablo in defense. They can easily get this bottom wall down right now, and I'd love to see them play the aggressive spot, give up that top fort. Who cares? You have opportunity to get a keep right now, and Mediv is just going to have to back away, so they're not going to get the value they want there. A bit of a misstep from the Princess people. Is that enough room now to give an opportunity for Married to Mediocre to get back in this game? There's a charge in. Lunar Flare connected, but not enough follow-up damage. Still, Raynor trying to get what he can, and let me see if I can throw up the hero damage. Yeah, there it is. Raynor half as much as Mediv right now. Mediv is absolutely killing it, leading in siege damage, leading in hero damage. Outstanding play thus far by our Mediv player, who's still soaking down here in the bottom lane. Isolation in the solo lane. Isolation right now. Immortal spawning in 10 seconds. Both teams looking at their bruiser camps. They will go out on the right side. Left side's also going to be picked up here. Another follow. Luminescent, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Immortal phase number 2. Level 10's just picked up for the Princess people. It's going to be Leyline Seal. Massive shove so far. Waiting on the other 3 as these teams are racing towards halftime, and it will favor the Princess people once again. Go for the throat selected by Greymane, waiting on Arthas and Kel'Thas. But this is going to be very easy for them if they just want to jump on this, knowing they have that heroic talent here right now. There's really nothing their opponents can do. Arthas all by himself. Hunter's Mark on top, but Mediv is there to make sure he's not taking too much damage as this Immortal race is going once again in the favor of the Princess people. This will be pushing top lane. They already have a Bruiser camp there pushing down the wall. So this Immortal is going to head straight onto the fort, and they still have that talent tier advantage. Heroics are still online, haven't been used by the Princess people. Will Mediv be able to set anything up with that Leyline Seal? He's holding it for now. I want to see him rip it. Isolation, let her go, man. You still have that talent tier. Let's have some fun. All right, Immortals here, still in that range form, about a 30% shield right now. The well is falling low. No one going to use those taps. There's a Syndra Ghost to lock down the damage from the structure as it is going down quickly. Frontline is the Mediv. Isolation's here. There's the Leyline Seal hitting one. Just on top of Lunara, the massive shove misses. Tragus falling low. Go for the throat. Doing a lot of damage. Final blow there was actually from Bloody or Nothing on the Arthas. But they get a huge pickup. This Immortal's still healthy. They're going to get through this wall on the top keep and potentially get some damage onto the keep itself with Lunara still down. Do they want to push forward? Yes, they will. No heroics available. Still not picked up on the other side either. And look at this Diablo. Still no souls, only sitting at 80. That is a full timer as the keep will fall. 9 minutes and 40 seconds in favor of the Princess people. They are looking good. Lightning Breath. We see the Thornwood Vine. We have the Hyperion coming out as you see right now, and Shadowstalk from Tyrande are the choices for Married to Mediocre, but they're about to be down yet another talent tier. 13 so close right now for the Prince's people. They're going to have to back up here, getting taunted as Arthas. He does have that portal as Cherubin falls there. Raynor is down. Now in a terrible spot. Varian, he's sitting inside that Phoenix damage. He falls. Tanker respawns. He's now potentially stuck out here. We'll see if there's a portal. There it is. Going to get some members on top of this Diablo. Tanker in trouble. Leyline Seal going to slow him down. They're going to now get in front of him to make sure he doesn't have an escape route. He throws out the Panic Lightning Breath, and yet another kill. 10-0 is the count in favor of the Prince's people. They are on fire right now as we see Wizened Duelist sitting at 8 of 30 stacks. We have Frozen Waste about 2/3 more than 2/3 of the way done. Very solid play here from the Prince's people. Bloody or nothing though. He's out by himself. To see if Varian can land the taunt. He does. No Hunter's Mark yet. There's a Lunar Flare though. And that is the first kill of the game for Married and Mediocre. Arthas just sticking a little bit too far out by himself. Paid with his life, and with Immortal spawning, this could be a big spot right now for Married and Mediocre to find themselves an objective and potentially start climbing back into this game. They so desperately need a break in this one. And that kill on Arthas might have been it. Big taunt there onto the Greyman, but he gets protected by Medivh. Getting flipped back over, but has a portal out to safety. No kills there. And look at Medivh continue to go. Varian falling low. Flame Strike missing. 500 health on Varian. Hyperion gonna push back the members of the Prince's people. But Varian jumping back in. He's so low, 100 health. He falls. Lightning Breath now, but Diablo so low. He falls. Both of them on full cooldowns as the Leyline Seal hits 2. Raynor walked right into it. Tyrande about to go down. There you go. Nisu's down, and the Prince's people, they might have lost an Arthas, but look at this little comeback they're putting together for themselves. A quad kill for the Prince's people as this Immortal phase is active. They're going to push it down to halftime yet again. Do want to say thank you for another follow coming through. That one was Sabieberstein. Thank you for that. Bruiser Camp trying to be taken here by the members of the Prince's people on the side of Married and Mediocre. They will be able to grab it. Halftime was pushed. They're going to march right on back to it. Still have that talent tier advantage. 14-1 and 14-11 are the level differences right now. A huge lead for the Prince's people as they are about to get yet another Immortal. This one's going to be pushing the bottom lane with a 70, about 80% shield. Heartling back's going to be Medivh, but it's going to be Globes there for the rest of the team. That will have to do for them. Could maybe use a well tap if they want to get full. Surprising that Kael'thas does not want to do that. Looks like his fountain is available. Healing fountain available, yep. Didn't want to use it though, so here we go. Immortal is here in this lane. Medivh now rejoining. Raynor is up top trying to get 13 for his team. But they got to protect this keep wall. It's already under assault as heroics are online for all teams. Just missing that Sindragosa 4 seconds away. And that's going to get ripped immediately by Arthas as they want to get this push going without any sort of structural damage. Yep, there it is, shutting down the fort. The Lightning Breath is out, pushing back the members of the Prince's people as well as that Hyperion. But those have now expired. And look at the healing coming out from Admiral Stukov. They're going to be able to push now with this Immortal. And without enemy heroics on the other side, all that's left is that Thornwood Vine. And that's not nearly enough as Tanker falling, losing souls. He'll respawn in 3 seconds, but Captain Speedy on the Varian, he's low. Will he fall? Yes, a double kill for Prince's people as this Immortal is marching onto core top lane. There's a catapult here about to die to a minion wave, but another one right behind it. Core shields are down as it's at 80%. Make it 70%. Tanker's here, but he doesn't have a lot of HP. Trying to do what he can. Traega's falling low. He falls 17-1 in kills. And game number 1 will go over to the Prince's people. All right, so let's take a look at this match summary. What a game it was, outside of that one death from Arthas in the top lane when he was just a little bit too far out without any support behind him. The Prince's people pitched a near shutout, 17 14-1. Level 16-13. They win in 14.5 minutes. Outstanding play throughout the entire map. Really led by isolation on that Medivh. 50k hero damage. That was more than Raynor and Lunara put together. Just outstanding performance from him. And then let's take a peek at these talents if you want to watch this later on YouTube. If you are over on YouTube in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. It's free, and it helps me meet my goal of getting up to 100 YouTube subscribers by the end of the season. Can't do it without the support of you guys. If you're watching on Twitch, there's a link from Nightbot in chat if you want to go look for that. But we're going to take a 5-minute break. Thank you so much for stopping in this evening. And we will be back on Dragon Shire. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're on. I had studio mode on still. Welcome back to the stream, guys. We just saw the Prince's people take a dominant win on Battlefield of Eternity, their map selection, and they played it to perfection with their Mediocre play by Isolation. Outstanding from him. We're heading into map number 2. It's Dragonshire. Let me just check if these teams are back from their break. And we're going to be heading into Dragonshire, which is the map selection of Married to Mediocre. Remember, they are the first place team in this division, have not had an 0-2 the entire season. So, they don't want to lose their last game. Even though they're locked into first place, a lot of pride is on the line here to end without any 0-2s on the season. So here we go, Dragonshire. And first to ban is going to be the Prince's people. Shout out to those of you in chat. I see Camille, you're there. How you doing, my friend? Recycling still hanging out. Mrs. Windup Bird, pleasure as always. Glad you're still here. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. And again, if you have yet to follow the stream, go ahead and hit that follow button. Plenty of action coming up. NGS round 4. We got the wild card weekend up soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to be casting those or not. I think some of the newer casters are going to try to hop on those. But you will be able to catch the Storm Division playoffs over here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. So make sure you stay tuned throughout the playoffs. We're going to try to get some great action for you here in NGS. But right now it is Division E, the season ender for Married to Mediocre, looking to fend off the Prince's people after a tough loss on Battlefield of Eternity. Thrall, the first ban, and they banned him as well in game number 1 here by the Prince's people. First ban for Married to Mediocre was Johanna. This time they're going to switch it up to Dahaka, hero that I absolutely love. And on Dragonshire, I think Dahaka has a place very strong on a map like this where he can get up and down onto those shrines and help capture them for his team. So how does the Prince's people, or how do the Prince's people respond to a Dahaka ban? 5 seconds on the clock for them. They banned out an Asmo in game 1 as well as an Artanis. They're going to get rid of Falstead this time, just taking away some of that global. Falstead actually receiving a bit of a buff today. His flight got increased by 5 seconds, but mana reduction, cooldown reduction on a lot of his basic abilities means that he doesn't have to worry about running out of mana. He has a lot more throughput because of the cooldown reduction as well as the mana reduction. Azmodan is that final ban by Married to Mediocre. First pick, they left it on the board, and Isolation played it so well in game number 1. Bringing back his Mediv here in game number 2. Recycling. I don't want to alert you, Murda, but there's a sand person on your desk. Yes, I put him there today. I don't have the cam up anymore, but here, I'll show you really quick. Yeah, look, it's the sand person over here. Back to the draft, though. Yrel and Phoenix were picked up by Married to Mediocre. We did not see a Yrel show up at all in that first draft. Neither did we see a Phoenix show up. So 2 new heroes tonight for these teams. As picks 2 and 3 are about to come in here for the Prince's people. They have their Mediv again. Do they want to pick up their Greymane again? I thought he played pretty well. They're going to grab the Diablo. And once again, Recycling, this one's for you, baby. Admiral Stucky. I almost wrote Stucky in my book here. Stukov, the selection, and now we're entering the final ban phase of the night. Wow, they got to get rid of some damage here, but so many different options they can go. They already grabbed away the Phoenix. It's going to be the Rainer. I think that's a fine selection for them to get rid of. And then here on the other side, the Prince's people, they might want to consider getting rid of a support. Maybe that Tyrande who was picked up in game number 1 by Married to Mediocre. Do they want to get rid of that? Perhaps want to get rid of a main tank. They already took away the Diablo that Married to Mediocre played in game 1. Is there anything else that they want to look at getting rid of? I don't see it. But we're going to find out here. It's going to be Deckard, Kane, a fine selection. Deckard Cain. So Tyrande is still available if they want to go that route. Picks 3 and 4 for Eminem. They need that tank. They need that support. And it's going to be Stitches. Okay. Pick comp. And pick number 4 is going to be Karazim. So I talked to Tanker pre-match, and he said there might be some fun stuff happening this evening. And there we go. Stitches Karazim. Looks like some fun. Now, final picks for the side of the Princess people, and they still need their damage. They have the Medivh, who led the way. It's an Illidan! Wow! Let's go! Alright, I'm excited now. Illidan and Varian have... I don't even know if I've casted one Illidan game the entire season. That's how rare he is to be picked. But this is going to be a ton of fun, especially into this front line with a Karazim support. It's going to be very tough to do too much to this Illidan. Kael'thas, the final selection, his Gravity Lap should help a bit. But if he whiffs on it, it's going to be trouble for KT. Let me know in chat. You saw game 1. You saw the Princess people dominate on Battlefield of Eternity. Can they do it again? Throw your votes out. Hashtag MM for Married to Mediocre. Hashtag PP for the Princess people. Your votes are going to decide who wins this matchup. But don't remember, both these teams will be invited to the Regen Invitational 3. Bit goal all the way over there on the right-hand side of the screen at the bottom. We're trying to fill that up. It has been a slow season in terms of bits being contributed towards the event. Of course, every single bit goes directly towards the prize pool, trying to reach that $100 mark to give a nice fat prize as we've done in the first 2 events to our participants. But we need your help, or else it's all coming out of my bank account, and that doesn't sound too fun. So map number 2, still want to hear what you guys have to say. Who's going to win this matchup on Dragonshire? Princess people looking to grab the domination off the division leaders of Married and Mediocre. Game number 2. And let me introduce this team on the left-hand side. They are your division leaders for Division E. Married and Mediocre on support once again is Nisu. This time playing Karazim. Cherubin going to be playing the Kael'thas. Yrel picked up by Tragus. Tanker the captain on Stitches. And rounding it out, Captain Speedy on the Phoenix. Right-hand side, we got your Game 1 winners. It's the Princess people, Bloody or Nothing. On the Diablo, Dudu Bob going to be playing Stukov. Namtor on the Varian. I do for you on that very elusive Illidan, and up in the air once again playing Medivh is Isolation. Level 1 talents on your screen. High King's Quest from Varian, so perhaps we're not going to see the taunt build. Maybe he's going full-on meme status with the Twin Blades. We shall find out there. But so far, it's a 5v5 in the mid lane. Kael'thas throwing out some flame strikes. He opted to go for Fell Infusion. You did not see that every day, and we'll see how that works out. I'm sure some of you in chat have some choice words about that talent at level 1. Looks like the soul lane will be I do for you on Illidan up against Tragus on his Yrel. So we'll poke back and forth up there, but so far I am going to want to watch this rotation coming out from Diablo, getting caught into a bush with 3 members from Married to Mediocre. Medivh showing up, should have a portal. There it is. They'll be safe. Good silence position there by Dudu Baba as well to make sure no one was pressing forward on top of Bloody or Nothing during that engagement. And we are yet to see any kills or really much damage for that matter. Medivh, keep an eye on his stacks already. Once again, Isolation early with 16 stacks on his Medivh. Playing it so well here in both of these games so far. Namtor versus Captain Speedy in the bottom lane. Varian versus Phoenix. But Varian's still not at level 4. Half a hero right now is a Varian at level 2. So he's going to have to concede over that point to Phoenix. And now both shrines are channeled for the blue team. But up top, Illidan trying to put some damage on this Yrel. Stukov here as well to help sustain Illidan through, but hopping over the wall is Tragus. He'll survive, but this is going to be captured back over in favor of the Prince's people. Bloody or Nothing getting hooked. Gets a little bit of a shield there from Isolation, who's now out of mana. We'll have to back up, potentially Hearth back to base, and there it comes. Isolation will go back. 22 of 40 on Arcane Rift. A great start for him as he's looking to complete that early, just like we saw in game number 1. Still just Varian bottom side. Level 4 is going to be Colossus Smash for Varian. That's his heroic. He gets it at level 4 if you're not familiar with the hero. But I'm sure most of you are. Votes coming in chat. Sabieberstein, hashtag PP, you are not prepared. That's the only vote that came through. So chat is in favor of the Prince's people. As there's a Colossus Smash trying to rip through this Phoenix. And that might be why they wanted to go the Varian, was just to deal with Captain Speedy. And you can see, especially later on when he gets a shield throw, that Captain Speedy will not be having a good time up against a Varian. Both shrines are red. Isolation in trouble, has a portal. Back to safety. He's just fine. The hook was not enough to pull him away from that portal. So Isolation now 28 of 40 stacks. Still throwing him out and able to do plenty of clear on this mid wave. Keep an eye on this hook though. He's walking into that Living Bomb. We'll be able to protect it. We'll use a well tap. Both shrines still red. Diablo's up top dealing with Yrel. Bottom side, this is Varian up against the Kharazim and Phoenix. Phoenix no shielding right now. But Varian has to drop back as Kharazim just a little bit too much sustain heals in those sort of matchups. Up top, Diablo fell. Even with the Illidan there, Yrel winning a 2v1. Sorry for the T-Tours on that. But Tragus, shout out to him for getting first blood of the game. 3.5 minutes into it. Oh, the hook there from Stitches trying to pull Namtor away, but not enough. Both shrines are blue, but Illidan's here in defense. Medivh up in the air as well. Stitches trying to walk forward with this slam build. Clear up some of these minions that are walking through the lane. Yet to choose his level 7. They have that talent here. I'm surprised they're not picking them up and using that advantage while they have it for just a short few moments. And Tanker is going to finish doing his slam build there. He picks up the Toxic Gas at level 7. Yrel still holding top against that Diablo. Isolation Vol and Varial. Living Bomb is on him, but he hops into his bird form there to negate the damage from Living Bomb. Hook connects on I Do For You. He's trying to flip away Illidan. He will survive. But both these heroes, and oh wow, bottom side we missed it, but it was Phoenix and Stukov finishing off Stukov. 1 kill apiece for these teams. But Arcane Rift now finished for Medivh. He got all the way through. He just went back to base to get his health and mana back, as well as the Illidan there. Look at this attack on mid, and we saw Medivh what he did in game number 1. He's going to chunk through heroes, especially when they stack up like this. Look how easy it is for him to get that instant cooldown reduction. Just throwing it out like rapid fire is Isolation. Both shrines red, but up top, it's Diablo against Yrel, and that is not a matchup Bloody or Nothing wants to have. So here comes Illidan. He's showing up over the wall. Tragus now in trouble. He hops back over. Illidan can't finish off the Yrel, but the shrine remains red. Bottom side is still Varian and Stukov. They're low on mana. They are able to keep Phoenix all the way back, though, as we do see the second wind was the option from Varian at level 7. He's going to make sure he has a bit of extra sustain. Here he goes back on Captain Speedy. Very low. The silence will finish him off from Doo-Doo Bob. A big pickup as these teams are approaching level 10. Looks like they'll get there around the same time, but with Phoenix down, could be an opening for the Princess people to pick up a Dragon Knight. They're just not able to push past this sturdy Stitches here. Doing a ton of damage, and let me show siege damage. 21k from Phoenix, 17 now 18k from Stitches. So they have a lot of wave clear in this mid lane, which means it's very difficult to walk up here and start the channel, as they're just lacking the wave clear damage, as level 10 is picked up first from Married to Mediocre. Yrel gonna rechannel that top side. Here comes Illidan yet again, hopping over the wall. Tragus gonna have to back up. Bloody or Nothing very low on health, needs to be careful. Does get a globe there, but do not know, this is not a... Oh, 7 side. Doo-Doo Bob, you are doo-doo dead. Married and Mediocre now are going to be able to walk onto this bottom point if they want it, or just continue pushing this mid wave, which looks like they might want to get rid of that well. We'll see if that well is going to drop from the minions, and I think it should. Kael'thas's going to step up and make sure it does get finished off. There it goes. So that's a huge pickup for Married and Mediocre. Here's Hunt on top of the Kael'thas. Jeremy in trouble. This is I Do For You, showing why Illidan is a great selection. Body blocked in his stitches. He'll fall to a double kill for the Princess people. Leyline Seal going to slow down Karazim. Portal trying to get Admiral Stukov there, but not enough. They do get the Dragonite, however. Wonderful little play there, finding those kills at mid. And they're going to be able to respond to the damage that was done on their mid wall with an Illidan. This is just devastating for Married and Mediocre to have to deal with. All 5 members from the Princess people are here in this mid lane. See what their priority is. It's going to be this well. And is it the fort as well? I don't know. Looks like they're going to rotate up top. And Diablo took the full strength of that Karazim 7-sided strike. He's down. Ladies and gents, that is percentile damage. I don't care if you're Diablo or if you're Murky. You can't stand in a full blast of a 7-sided strike, because that is what will happen. Diablo lost his souls. He's back on the map. But without those souls, he doesn't have health. There's a Hunt on the backside. Stitches in trouble. Medivh's there, gets gorged. Nicely now showing up on his Karazim. Popping out of the gorge now is Medivh. And Tanker is down on Stitches. Nisu in trouble. Should have a blink. He does. But here's Illidan sticking with it. Variance here with the Colossus Smash trying to get damage in on Nisu. He's low. Medivh trying to finish it. But 115 health is enough to send Nisu back behind the wall. And he survives the onslaught that was coming there from the Princess people. All they got from the Dragonite was a wall and about 30% or so on that fort. So not too much was done. But they do find themselves with a slight lead in XP, about, I'd say, a third of a level. They're going to be able to get a Bruiser Camp whenever they want. They're going to hold it, time it for a bit for now. As Diablo trying to get some souls back. That's Bloody or Nothing. Sitting at 18 right now on his Black Soulstone. He's going to rotate down to the bottom, make sure no one's there. Sees no one's there. Going to start it up. Varian is right behind. But in this bottom lane is Captain Speedy. So we'll see if he wants to send anyone there. Here's a Hunt in for my dupe for you. Flipping right back out, though. So this bottom side Bruiser will be gathered by Namtor and Bloody or Nothing. And Married and Mediocre, they're going to play it aggressive on an enemy siege camp here. They're going to go ahead and grab that away. Still, the Bruiser has not been gathered. It's, you know, it's sitting here waiting for someone to click it in, but they have not done it yet. Probably waiting for the shrines to activate. So we'll see what happens with that. This siege camp is going to be cleared up by the Princess people, as the Bruisers were able to take out a tower, a bit of the wall as well. Level 14 to 13 and a half in favor of the Princess people. Still, Diablo has not chosen his level 13 talent. Still waiting on that from Bloody or Nothing, and there it is, going to be Devastating Charge. Hook coming out. Silence, though, going to make sure it doesn't connect on anything. Good play there by Doo-Doo Bob. Shrines are here, though. Bruiser pushing up top as 5 members from the Princess people are here right now. Nisu has that 7-sided strike. See if he can find a target. Isolation pretty low. He's going to use a portal back. But this bottom side shrine in control of the Princess people. Bile kill switch going to make sure they get all their health back. Yarel's all alone up top of that Bruiser camp. So the Princess people, they can push here in this bottom lane if they want to. But Illidan's going to split out. Has the Hunt available if he wants to get back in. But he's looking to get some of that XP to put them closer to level 16, as there's a Gorge. Diablo's going to be behind the wall, but there's a portal. And Bloody or Nothing is able to click it. Isolation showing yet again his prowess on Medivh. An outstanding portal to get Diablo back to safety. But now he's sat in the 7-sided strike again. He's down. Here's the Hunt. Illidan's here. Nisu falling low, but warping away was Phoenix. Another great hook. Namtor's in trouble. He does pick up a kill there. Actually, a double kill on his way out. The Leyline Seal is actually going to keep him alive. Namtor surviving and getting the double kill on Kael'thas and Karazim. So now a huge power play opportunity for the Princess people. They have the bottom shrine. We'll see who wants to make their way up to the top. It's still in control of Married to Mediocre. Someone's got to get up there and get that. 13 seconds for Phoenix, 10 left for Kael'thas, but 16 Talontiers are getting very close for the Princess people. We'll see what they want to do. This top wave should be enough. Some minions down here in the bottom that are helping as well. But for now, they're going to try to gather up the top shrine. Still have Varian and Stukov holding bottom as they've been doing throughout this game. We saw them during the first phase doing that. Captain Speedy, shield throw, Colossus match, silence. Varian so strong against a Phoenix. And you saw it there, the level 13 talent, shattering throw, able to destroy him. They found a kill at mid, and now it's going to be a Dragonite. No, not a Dragonite, as the bottom was able to be recaptured just in time by Tanker and Naisu. But they have 2 heroes down. And if this rotation comes out from Diablo, he's got that devastating charge looking for stacks, and he finds one there on Karazim. Naisu in trouble. Another Colossus Smash almost ripped through a hero, but was not enough. 9-4 is the kill count. Varian with 3, 2 apiece for Stukov and Illidan, and then 1 apiece for Medivh and Diablo for the Princess people. They have been getting kills throughout the evening as they find themselves their second Dragonite of the matchup. They're going to try to finish off this mid fort, which they already started. It's sitting on 55% health, and there it goes quickly with that Dragonite. It's down, and mid wall? Question mark? Where are they wanting to go with this? Is the call down bottom? Bloody or Nothing's walking that way. Yes, they will. They will get this bottom fort down. Holding position in the bush too, making sure no one can make the easy rotation. They're going to have to come through the safe side as Karazim, the first to show up for Married to Mediocre. The rest of the team is trying to get through this wall, get some minions to show up and help the Dragonite. Towers are down, wall is down, and here we go, a 5v5 as Medivh getting hooked, not getting gorged. The gorge was not used there, even though it was online. So Tanker's still looking for a target as now he's under assault. The Dragonite's here, gonna punt Stitches. Phoenix is out, Planet Cracker's out, Doodoo Bob standing in it, trying to put out that silence. He lost a lot of health. Tanker missing his hook there as the Dragonite finishes off the second fort of the game for the Princess people. Diablo in trouble, massive shove, gonna push back Yrel. Now getting gravity laps of Bloody or Nothing. 7-sided strike doing a lot of damage. Here comes Illidan with the hunt, trying to make sure no one finishes Diablo, but they get him down. Souls are gone. He'll be back in 3 seconds. Kills coming the other side. Phoenix is down. Tragus very low on Yrel. Leyline Seal gonna slow everything down for just a moment. Yrel should fall here. Stitches will fall. Yrel falls. Ends up a 3-for-1 trade, and it was just a Diablo who had full soul, so he's already back on the map. Another huge power play opportunity for the Princess people. They're going to try to push up. Actually, looks like they want this Bruiser camp. They're walking on that. Medivh will push up this mid-wave. And Diablo's up top. They're working on level 20 right now, getting very close. Congratulations to Recyclic on winning your Hero League match, my friend. But here we go. Late game, the Princess people with a huge lead right now. And watch that Circle of Protection if they can get a lot of value. Especially in a spot like that. Silence is there. Naisu is down. 50-second cooldown on a respawn for Karazim. The shrines have not been announced, but look all over the map. It's turning red. Bruiser's up top working on the top fort. The minion wave is here. Here comes Tragus and Cherubin on Yrel and Kael'thas to clear up the Bruiser camp. But bottom lane's now going to be an issue as the Siege camp is here. There's another Bruiser camp down bottom that's available if they want to go for that. The Siege is being picked up right now. Shrines are active in 18 seconds. Here goes Illidan on that Bruiser camp bottom. Diablo's going to stay around the Shrine, it appears. Make sure no one walks in there. Illidan can handle this all by himself. I mean, he's plenty of lifesteal he gets off his abilities. And he did go into... oh, Blades of Azzinoth, and he's got Thirsting Blade, so his basic attacks are going to do the extra healing for him. But here we go. Bottom Shrine, it's just Diablo here right now. Medivh's showing up. Illidan's still on this camp. He's not quite ready to go, but he does have Hunt available. Colossus Smash is online for Varian. He is getting the Bruiser camp up top. But it's 5 members from Married and Mediocre trying to push onto this bottom shrine. Varian's going to walk down. Level 20's online, and that's the upgrade to Colossus Smash for Varian. So if anyone wants to stack up
for Married to Mediocre. Wow, the hunt was coming in, but seven-sided strike will negate it, but shattering throw, unbelievable. Look at that shattering throw, just ripping through the Phoenix yet again. Portal's down. Diablo does get back. Living Bomb spreading, but everyone survives. Bio kill switch should be available any moment now. There it is. So Diablo getting some health back. No well here at bot or mid for the Princess people, but what a huge advantage they have right now. Bruiser Camp this while has been pushing the top lane. They're going to make their way up there. Still have level 20 talent tier advantage. A level and a half away is Married to Mediocre. Remember, they have not dropped a 2-0 this entire season, and the Princess people are looking to do just that here on Dragonshire with a huge lead so far. Karazim all by himself on that shrine. Do they see him? He's able to dash away back to safety on top of Yarel and Kael'thas. But here we go. It's the Princess people grabbing the top shrine, both in their control. Bottom side, Stitches is here, but Medivh's here as well. Is he going to walk on it? So far, no. And this means no one's even here to delay it. So Illidan going to channel the third Dragon Knight of the game for the Princess people. We'll see which keep they want to walk to. Right now, Diablo up top still looking to get some souls back. He's at 79. So he's going to want to find those before he gets a little over-aggressive at all playing as Diablo. Bloody or Nothing doing a pretty great job so far. Here we go. Dragon Knight on this keep wall. Ripping through the towers. One's down. Two are down. And now it's just a keep. Planet Cracker getting just a little bit of value. More, not as much as the Living Bomb spread, though. Everyone's so low, and the Bile Kill Switch has to be used to get them back up to a reasonable amount of health. Dragon Knight's going to take that wall and rotate down to the bottom as he took a tremendous amount of damage, especially the rest of his team with those Living Bombs. But look at that hook. Diablo in trouble. Seven-sided strike is available, but was not used there by Naisu. Medivh was around, so probably could have cast a shield. Wow. Ended up casting the shield, and great timing there by Naisu to make sure Medivh took a lot of that damage from the seven sides. So he's going to have to fly down here on Medivh. Tanker now getting jumped on. Colossus Smash, but the anti-synergy from the Dragon Knight going to boot Stitches away. He will survive. Hook, and that's a fishing hook at level 16 that barely missed there by Tanker. So all they got out of the Dragon Knight was 2 keep walls. So Married and Mediocre are not out of this one. Hunt coming in, though. Tanker in trouble. Illidan looking to finish him off. There is the Hellgate. Tanker going to gorge up, but dies immediately. No tank available. See you later, Stitches. And with a siege camp here, this could be opportunity now to push on to this bottom keep on the side of Married and Mediocre. Will they be able to get anything done here? Doodoo Bop throwing down a silence, has to break it immediately. But Siege Giants are here. They're going to try to defend him for the moment. Seven-sided strike is back online. And he went into a Storm Shield at level 20. So a little extra sustain and defense for Married and Mediocre. We'll see if they can use that to any avail. But they're losing their camps yet again. This Bruiser Camp under assault. They got to make a move here. But Stitch is still dead. Tragus on his Urel getting pushed all the way back with that massive shove. The Bruiser Camp is secured by the Princess people, and they have a wave here in the mid, and they can start looking at finding more damage onto this keep. It's an Illidan. You can't forget about Illidan. If he hops on a structure, he can continue hopping on the structure. Especially late game, if he finds himself on the core, could be lights out. And Penguin, I agree, Medivh playing so well against Stitches, but also the way he played in game number 1, not up against the Stitches, was impressive. Isolation has been our MVP thus far this evening, and let me show you the hero damage. 59k, barely behind Illidan right now. They did just pick up that top 4 with the Bruiser Camp, so a little extra structure damage. They're looking for another Bruiser Camp with I Do For You on his Illidan. Bottom side, here comes the 5-man of Married and Mediocre on top of this bottom shrine. And they will be able to get that, but will they be able to make it up top? They've shown that they're afraid to split up at this point in the game. They've been sticking as 5. They got to find a fight that's going to play to their favor. And right now, it just looks like Diablo is content in pushing up that wave. He's sitting back on full souls. Other quests that are completed, looks like the High King's quest was completed earlier in the game. Still no for Phoenix on his level 1 with the advanced targeting. Devastating charge, still 2 away for Diablo. And here we go. Biggest moments of the game thus far. Potentially about to break loose. Still bruisers up top. Prince's people make a safe rotation down to the bottom. They're going to gather this shrine. No contest from Married and Mediocre. They're just waiting around the DK shrine at mid. But someone eventually is going to have to go back to this bruiser camp, or they're going to lose yet another wall. That's pushing there. But eyes here on mid right now, as there will be a fight breaking out. Let's be very quiet, waiting to see what's going to happen. Medivh has it scouted. Diablo's still sitting on the bottom side, pushing a wave up. Still no catapults in any of these lanes, as Married and Mediocre is going to concede positioning around the Dragon Knight. So the 4th DK of the game will go over once again. They've gotten every single objective tonight on both of these maps. Illidan's inside. Not necessarily the best person they want, because they probably want his siege damage, but nonetheless, it's another DK. And they have opportunity to get down one of these keeps, which they've desperately been trying to do with the first 3 DKs. Here they go, looking at 155% health about. And the DK is here. Hellgate forward from Bloody or Nothing. Still not finding much. Still has a lightning breath, and it's the Hellgate at level 20, so it doesn't have obviously the upgrade to the lightning breath, but Varian and the Dragon Knight are able to finish off the keep. The first one of the game is down, but look at Captain Speedy, very low, warping out. Tanker in trouble, has a gorge of Medivh, but he falls. Medivh's back out, pops a circle of healing to prevent any damage. There's the Ardent Defender, but on the backside it was Stukov falling. Now Medivh falling. The counter kills are coming out from Married and Mediocre. They get 3 down, but lose 2. I do for you on Illidan. He's not leaving. Bloody or Nothing still here. Yarel still here. Tower shots hitting Diablo. Yarel might be able to find this kill, but this is a Diablo with a max health of 9,160. So Diablo is not falling anytime soon. Just because he looks low doesn't mean he is low. He'll survive. But what a great defense there. They keep the shielding on their core. Married and Mediocre showing signs of life. But they are yet to get a structure down for themselves, and they're going to need to do that if they want to be able to really make the comeback happen. 20 seconds for Varian, 20 seconds for the Kharazim. Almost a 2-level lead for the Princess people, and although the talents are even, the level scaling will start to come into effect in some of these longer sustained fights. So Married and Mediocre has to find a way to keep gathering XP. At least for them right now, they're getting their merc camps to make sure they're not pushing against them. That bruiser camp earlier got this top keep down to 50%. It's just waiting to be picked off eventually. See if anyone wants to make a move. Big fishing hook, but able to blink right back out was I do for you. Fantastic job from him there, making sure that he didn't get gorged in by Tanker. Shattering throw on Phoenix makes sure that he'll back away. And so here we go. This could be potentially the last shrine phase of the game. 25 minutes and 40 seconds into Dragonshire. A huge lead, 17-8 for the Princess people. But they're not playing too aggressive in these lanes. A lot of great defense available for Married and Mediocre. You saw it on display on that last core rush. No shielding was depleted. And so still 100% to 100% as this neutral camp bottom side is going to be picked up by Married and Mediocre. No one around from the Princess people. This will go over no contest to M&M. And they already have possession of this bottom shrine. Top is in control of the red team right now. Both teams should meet up around mid. But Bruiser Camp pushing bottom side will have to eventually be responded to by by the Princess people. And they're also getting a siege camp to pair with it. I'd love to see a fight break out down here while you have the spell armor from that mage, but they're just not on top of it. The mage is now dead. The rest of the Bruiser camp about to fall as well. Siege camp about to show up. But up top, I already showed you that keep. It's on 50% health. Here comes a Bruiser camp, so we're going to keep an eye on that. So Married and Mediocre, are they going to back up and play defense on that, or do they have to find a fight here? This is almost a checkmate situation being presented by the Princess people. Medivh in the air knows that they're here, Big fishing hook not going to connect, so no engagement tool. 7-sided strike on Diablo, not doing enough. Hunt coming in backside. Kael'thas down, double, triple. Ardent Defender going to give back some health to Yrel, but does she get out of this? Not with that Shadow Charge. See ya later, Yrel. A quad kill for the Princess people. They have the keep down in this bottom lane. GG's in chat. 50 seconds until these heroes respawn with an Illidan being played by I Dupe for you. He's walking directly onto this core. And ladies and gentlemen, it hasn't happened all season long, but Married and Mediocre are about to fall here 2-0. Unless Illidan falls here pretty low. A Circle of Protection coming out, and no, that will be it. Game number 2, and the domination in favor of the Princess people. The first time Married and Mediocre has fallen 0-2 the entire season. The Princess people get the job done here tonight on Battlefield of Eternity, and then just now on Dragon Shire. Let's take a peek at the match summary. Once again, Isolation playing outstanding on Medivh. Almost topped Illidan for hero damage, had all the siege. Plenty of shielding, 20, almost 29k there. And top XP in the game. Isolation, our clear MVP of the night. Fantastic job by him. Let me see if I can get Namtor into a voice chat. Interview. I'll call you on Discord. But really, what a great showing for them. Very proud of them to be able to pull that off. But you have not seen the last of Married and Mediocre. They will be showing up the #1 seed in the Division E playoffs later on, after round 4 ends, after the wild card weekend. It'll be here soon, and Married and Mediocre is going to try to rebound after a loss tonight. Let me give a call over to Namtor really quick. Waiting to see if he'll answer the call.
Hey, Mert, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, my man?
Doing well. Thanks again for casting.
Yeah, pleasure. Let me turn you up just a little bit, make sure everyone can hear you. All right, that should be good. So, holy smokes. This is a team you played tonight. Hadn't dropped 0-2 the entire season, and you guys just did exactly that. How does that feel?
It was pretty great. Everybody did, on my side, it did great. It was a great game in general. We had phenomenal opponents, but we worked at it.
Yeah, and we saw a brand new reworked or rebalanced Arthas come out in game #1. Had you guys had any warm-up on him to see how he was playing today after the balance patch, or was it just, hey, we like Arthas?
Honestly, that was a cold, no pun intended, Arthas. Yeah, at least for my group. But we're familiar with sort of playing with an Arthas tank, so that went really well for us.
Well, I thought it looked really good. I mean, you guys, was it one death? The Arthas had the death in the top lane, but otherwise a shutout up against his team. Like, personally, I wasn't expecting this to happen, and I'm very glad to have witnessed it, because both games were so outstanding from your team. You won every single objective on both the maps.
To be honest, we were not expecting it either. We sort of went in. I mean, they were the top-seeded team, and we expected. I mean, it was a great game. Both of them were great games, but we're certainly not expecting the 17-1. Proud of everybody on my team was playing, and the guys who were sitting out. Everybody worked really hard to manage how to play and the techniques.
Shout out to Charlie Tanker, the captain from the other team, throwing out a bit on the channel. Appreciate that, my man. So game #1, Battlefield of Eternity, your map selection, and the race was there. It worked really well. I have to give, though, the most immense shout out to your boy Isolation, and the way he played both these games on Medivh was some of, not only for Division E, but some of the best Medivh play I've seen all season.
Yeah, I mean, the hashtag for tonight is the doors are real, and I got that.
Especially game #2, the Gorge was out multiple times, and the portal was always there waiting. More bits from Charlie Tanker. Appreciate that, man.
Good game, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the portals were just always there, getting them out from the Gorge, just the disengagement. The Leyline Seal is helping set up some kills. And the way he's able to stack his Arcane Rift so quickly in these games, both times getting it done within like the first like 3 or 4 minutes, like it's just nuts.
We are exceptionally proud of Armadeve, and we figured he's a hero that a lot of people don't have familiar playing against, and we had nothing to lose, so we would bring him out.
So tell me a bit about your strategy on Dragonshire. We saw an Illidan come out, which we don't see too often here in NGS, but I thought I Do For You played fantastic. He had the hunt, able to hop around the map with the global presence. But bottom side, it looked like we had the Varian Stukov trying to hold it. You guys comfortable with the Varian? Was it just a response to a Phoenix? What was the thoughts on the Varian and having him down there in that bottom lane?
So I was Varian. I chose Varian just as a counter to Phoenix, and we also just wanted some more frontline presence, and then we followed up with an Illidan because we liked the visuals we were getting from Medivh, and we figured we trusted our guy in Illidan, and he knows how to handle himself well, so we were comfortable with the Illidan choice. Yeah,
I mean, it worked out. Illidan, especially being able to hunt in on some of those low health targets, picking them off. Great.
I have to give a shout out to my Stukov that game. The silence on Phoenix really saved us a few times.
Do Bob.
Phoenix. Really
Love that name. Yeah, I think your team has some really great names, by the way. Doo Bob. I like Isolation, spelled like ICE. That's pretty cool. Bloody or Nothing. It's, I Do For You. And then Namtor, whatever that means.
I'm the least creative of the bunch.
Are you Prince Namtor?
Sounds something like that.
All right. Well, 27, almost 28 minutes on Dragonshire. You guys pick up the win there as well. The 2-0 domination, and this means a lot heading into the end of round 4, where you're fighting for those top 6 positions in Division E to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. How does it feel just getting those 2 points up against such like a big opponent? And have you done any research on the rest of your opponents this round? And the final question is, will you make the top 6?
That was a few questions. I guess in the order they were received. It feels good. I mean, they were a great team. We certainly try to do our due diligence. I have to give Bloody or Nothing, my co-captain, a lot of credit for doing a lot of research and giving us a lot of data on sort of understanding our opponents and what they like to play and things like that. I think we've been playing phenomenally the last couple days, and certainly in this round, I think I'm very optimistic about how we're going to play, and I don't see a reason why we won't make the top 6.
Awesome. I love hearing that confidence. I'm going to be wishing you the best of luck because, second time I've gotten to cast you. Maybe I'm your lucky caster because I looked back at my notes. You guys won 2-0 previously here on my stream. So you guys are undefeated when Murda is your caster boy.
So we'll keep begging for you to cast us. Good deal, man.
So congratulations again. Before I let you go, though, I want to give you opportunity for some shout-outs. So the floor is yours, Namtor.
Thank you. First of all, Murda, we wanted to thank you for casting. You are our lucky charm. Just a shout-out to everybody on my team. You guys did phenomenally. The doors are real, folks, and we're taking it all the way.
There you go. You heard it here from Namtor, the captain of your domination victors tonight, the Prince's People. Fantastic play on Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. They're looking to find one of those top 6 spots. But for this evening, ladies and gentlemen on Twitch, and maybe you're watching over on YouTube in the future, that's all we have for now. Until next time, and I should be back tomorrow here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG, I want to wish you a grand old good night.